All right, ladies and gents, Metal Cloak sent us some bump stops. These are their Duro spring bump stops. These big ones are for the rear, for the front springs. These are coil correctors. They keep your spring coils straight. A lot higher quality than the factory Mopar ones. And these go on the rear springs for noise oscillations, so to prevent your suspension from making like a coiling noise when flexing. So the factory already has them on the front, but we have AEV suspension, because as you see, AEV already includes them right there. But the factory bump stops are going to be replaced by these. I'll show you a side-to-side comparison. Let's get her up in the air. Dang, look at that lift. That flex. All right, so we are replacing the front bump stops with the Metal Cloak ones. This is your factory bump stop. And these are the coil correctors. These are the factory ones. We're going to replace them with stronger ones. As you can see, these are going to fit right there, and they'll provide a little bit more cushion. All right, I found an easier way to do this. So what I did was I unbolted the top strut bolt. I started the car, disconnected the front sway bar with the electronic disconnect, and I undid this right here on the center diff. On the center diff right there, I undid the wire connector for the front diff locker and the breather, and I unconnected the brake line over there too as well. That little bracket I just showed you guys. So I undid that on both. I undid that one on both sides. And it was enough where I could lift the coil up and take out the factory isolator. Now, we're replacing this little cheap plastic one with this nice polyurethane one. Just gotta make sure it goes the right way, like that. So, this is it side by side. And we also got to pull the bump stop out, but the new polyurethane bump stop. So let's do it. All right, well, I just got off the phone with Metal Cloak, and these are supposed to be a lot taller to actually engage a softer bottom out instead of just hitting, metal on metal with this. So this is going to be a softer bump. He said you do lose half an inch to a quarter on full flex, but he's like, this trade-off is completely worth it, unless you're rock crawling. This is really good for like an overland setup with additional weight, or like running sand dunes where you're actually getting a little bit of air. We're not doing that, but we are overlanding. So my problem of bottoming out, well, this hasn't bottomed out yet, but my problem of hard hits when I am off-roading, this should correct it. If it doesn't, we're gonna put that back on. So if you still will hang on to those, let's put these in and see how they work. All right, I pulled this out. This is the factory rear bump stop. This is the new one. So, all right, from Metal Cloak's website. So, the sleeve goes on there and just dampens the clatter or the harmonics. So there's no really instruction for it. It just shows that. But it shows it on the factory. It shows on the factory springs. So, alright. Put a little bit of lube on the top of this. And we're just gonna twist this up in. Come on. There we go. There you go. This is the spring oscillator. So I put this right here. It works with the resonation, like, you know, when you like tap it with a hammer, it does the pulsations. Well, that's supposed to help with that. So let's see if it makes a difference. Yeah, so I like it right there. So that's the 1, 2. After I have the third up, see how that works. We'll go test it here in a minute. All right, this is the final result. I still have to compress the dampers up in there. They're kind of pressed in, so if you flex it out, I got the new isolators on there. They actually say metal cloak on them. So that's cool. Some white on there. See, metal cloak. Pretty cool, huh? And the spring, the new bottom bump stops. The new bump stops will have to be pressed up in, so they're a little bit higher. But that's it, man. Good to go. All right, flex test. See the new bump stop. Am I hanging over there? Oh, I'm totally flexed out over here. So this is on the bump stop. This one's fully flexed out. Yeah. Well, this pretty much sums it up. It is a success. So the metal cloak bump stops, front and rear, are a game changer. I would put them right up there with the new lift kit, to be honest with you. Just the way this thing handles now, dropping down into bumps, hitting a pothole at any speeds. There's no harsh slam of the frame on the bump stop. So definitely would recommend this. I mean, as cheap as they are and as easy they are to install, the fronts are hard. The rears, they just pop on, but the fronts, and that's where it matters, those are a game changer. Those are definitely worth it. It's literally the next level of putting a lift kit on, these bump stops. So I recommend them. I'll put a link in the description to get them. The spring isolators so far quieted up the spring harmonic noise that I get when I'm quickly flexing over things. But we'll see how that goes in long term. And we will totally put these to the test when we run Danny Boone Bi-Country Byway. That's the end. Say goodnight, Shar Shar. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Daddy, I was thinking around.
You were what?
I was going that way around.
You were sneaking?
They stopped and then they fired.
Oh, you silly.